Next, I'd like to turn to Martin Brechbiel, MMR, who is going to talk to us about scratch building a car. Martin, welcome.
Good evening, Jim. Okay. Stop that. There we go. We all good this week?
Yes, sir.
Sound and picture both. Modern marvels themselves. Okay.
Absolutely amazing.
Shocking. Shocking development. What do they come up with next? Okay, so I've lost track. So I don't know what number cars I'm on. So I'm just making up numbers as I go now. Start at the beginning. The basic flat car frame. Nothing fancy here. I do have the scribe siding turned down, so to the bottom side, train lines in. That means I probably even drilled and tapped these in advance. And I even got these marked out for where the KDs will actually end up being. So I must have known where I was going, or thought I knew where I was going when I started this one. It's been a while since I looked at this car. It's within the last 18 months. It's just, they've all kind of blurred together into the same haze. Got some basic block ends, nothing too fancy. Scrap wood out of the scrap box, basswood. Wasn't quite wide enough. I made it wider. You can always make things bigger. It's just glue and more wood. So just widen it out, cut the right angle at the top. Gluing block at the base. Here's the front, here's the back. We'll keep going. Well, I thought I'd do something different, must have, on this car. And I'm not going to use a piece of milled roof stock. So we need to glue the two ends on, easy enough to do. And this square block helps keep that all square. And some large basswood I must have had laying about that I wanted to get rid of. Connect the two together from corner to corner, left to right, front and back. So now we've got a box without a lid. And I've obviously marked this. This must be the A side because there's an A and it's pointing towards this side. So usually do that because no matter how hard you try, the A side and the other side aren't going to be 100% identical. Things are going to drift a couple of scale inches here and there. You just can't presume that, oh, I made two of them identical and I'll just slap them on, one on each side, one on the other. It's not going to work probably. It's better just to not fight that battle and surrender up front and just build them individually. So there are the two sides. Well, there's one of the sides. It's just mocked up a couple of scrap, looks like at least 3 pieces of scrap scribe siding, edge glued together. Grant line windows, which are way too big. I had these left over from some project, and I thought, these need to go away. I'm probably never going to build another house that has windows like this in it. And I'm not going to build a car that has windows like this in it either. These all went through the Northwest Shortline chopper, or chopper 3 in my case. I've got a 1 and a 2 somewhere, but I have no idea where they are. I think they're packed away. Been packed away for a couple of years. But they basically got chopped off right above the center here. And some new styrene got thrown on to make your bottoms of the windows. These are actually a double window now. Just bridge that across with a piece of styrene. And to do all that, I don't use any of the commercial glues. I'm using pure methylene chloride. I still have bottles of that laying about in my shop, sealed up after many years. So you just brush it all. You just put them together, a couple of quick brushes with a brush that you don't want to use for anything else after you're done. And it's glued together. It's welded together, actually. Well, you take the windows, move this window away from something. That's interesting. Fascinating. Well, those windows weren't, let's go back one if we can. Yeah, so these are just test fitted. It's not whatever. They're not glued in place because it makes it impossible to move this window away from it. We had that a couple of weeks ago. It's back again. I have no idea why. But take everything apart and glue and paint them separately. This is scale coat. I had a can of scale coat paint still in the shop for some reason. You glue them separately because it makes it a lot easier to glaze everything instead of after it's all put together inside the wood side. So these are glazed, installed, glued together, the basic underbody, and a board by board roof. So this is just 4x stock, scale. I don't remember what it is, 4x14. No, it's at least 16. Just cut the length, glued start in the middle, glue each board down on the perimeter and to each other. So there's a little bit of glue that goes up around this edge. So it becomes one big solid roof stock by the time you're done. And on those ends that were blank, that you saw a couple of slides back, added scribe siding and built that around some Grant Line doors. The door framing is not the Grant Line door framing, that's just pieces of scrap wood. Just build the trim boards out, a little bit of overhang, keep the rain off of people if you can. And they get painted. It's 2 different doors because that's what was in the spare parts box. The basic K-brake underbody, cylinder levers, wires, basic truss rod system that I normally use, silk wire, silk thread, runs all the way through and everything, trapped with the nut bolt washer castings on the ends. So it's pretty much the routine car build in that respect. Nothing new here. And towards the very end here, well, we put on the roof got closed up. This is my usual 50% overlap single ply napkin from Panera with Lark Dark Gray on top of it, some roof walk boards, some more boards over here for on the ends. Nice brake wheel runs down this end. Even put a nice little light on each end because I had a pair of them left over. Nice precision scale parts. Lettering is with Clover House dry transfers. I still have a few of those left that I had custom done a number of years ago by Clover House for the CVRR and various alphabet parts. Let's see. And from the other direction, you see you've got stirrup steps on the corners, arch bar trucks underneath of it. I don't know if I have a picture of the end here or not. No, well, I didn't. So you got a ratchet and pawl system up here at the top that runs down to the outside to a stirrup at the bottom for the brake shaft that's connected to the brake system through a piece of wire and a little bit of a piece of scrap chain. And I have no idea what's going on there with the those look like precision scale air hoses as well. So basic riding car. So it's sort of derived from the old Penzi XL cars, but somewhat different as well. And I thought Cumberland Valley was entitled to have its own version of an analogous car. So they could ride along with the rest of the train. That's I've got a fire car, I've got a fire tank car. So there must be a terrible fire in Pennsylvania somewhere that the Cumberland Valley has to respond to. I'll have to get together and finish building the rest of the cars someday. But that's the end for now until next time. And the next time will be next Wednesday, as far as I know.